We need to make Jeep the authentic American brand that's about affordability and attainability for everybody.
Today we're coming at you from the LA Auto Show, and we're talking about the 12 for 12 initiative. And right here is the first drop for the 12 for 12. I've got Aamir here today. He is head of off-road and EV, and we want to talk about a little bit of the 12 for 12 initiative, and super exciting that we kicked it off with this awesome 392. So my first question is, and I see a lot of people saying, they lowered it 20 grand. Awesome, so cool. My question is, people are commenting, well, they stripped it out and that's how they got to 20 grand, lower it out. And I don't think that's necessarily true. So if you could comment on that, and I'd love to hear about some of the 12 for 12 perspective from you. And I've got a couple questions as well.
Yeah, sure. First of all, Mike, thank you for having me. Thank you for everything that you do for our community and our club. So yeah, really excited to be here. Really excited to kick off 12 for 12 for the first time in public with the first of our 12 drops, which is the Wrangler 392 Moab. So what you have in front of you is the first vehicle shown in this great color, which is Rain, which is coming back for the 26 model year, which we're really excited about. And we're going to look to bring in more of our exciting high impact colors as more people walk through your camera shot. But we're real excited to have that. In terms of what the difference is between this and a final edition 392, there is content differences for sure. The most noticeable is going to be the fender flares, right? These go to still their Highline, but they're the black molten color. They're not body color. You cannot get body color fender flares on this vehicle. Outside of that, from an option standpoint, a lot of the options that were available, like the tire inflator kit and some of those things, those are not going to be available on here. You know, there's an optional winch. There's not a standard winch. There's things like that we've taken out of the car. But the other thing that we're really focused on is, and you heard me say this earlier, and this comes from all the way from the top, from Antonio and to Bob. We need to make Jeep the authentic American brand that's about affordability and attainability for everybody. Yep. So there is a repositioning that we've been spending a lot of time doing. So if you go on the Jeep website, you'll see this now. All of our 26 pricing is up there, and we're actually going to go back and we're incentivizing vehicles right now to make sure they're priced accordingly. We've taken the base price of some of our trims down, but the key thing we've done is we've taken the content down a lot. For instance, LED headlights used to be optional on a Sport S. They're going to be no charge options. We've taken the price of our incredible one-touch sky slider top down 25%. So we're making sure all of these Jeeps, everything that you ever wanted is more attainable, like the 35-inch tires. We want to see bigger tires out there. We want to see more one-touch tops. We want to see the right content in all these vehicles.
So, and I love that. And so, can you talk a little bit, and we've been following the feathers, if you will, right, on what's coming on, and maybe you can talk a little bit. I know these are releasing on the 12th of every month. Now, to my understanding, they're all Wranglers, correct? We know that, right? When do you release these teasers? I know you're kind of releasing, you know, the way the ducks are dressed, and then now there's a couple extra teasers. You're highlighting out some words. How does this release start getting pushed out?
Yeah, so what we'll do is, from a teaser standpoint, you'll see all 12 gray ducks right now on our website. So at a quarterly basis, we'll kind of unlock the next 3. And then on our website, before the drop happens, and we've already come out and said it, the drops will happen on the 12th of every month. We'll have a countdown about 48 hours before on the website, teeing you up for that, and then we'll have that. Then, again, when the quarter turns and you see it, you'll see the next 2 ducks. The next 2 ducks will be a really good version of what it could be. What's really actually cool about it is we've already have all these sleuths out there going through the code of our website. We've got people trying to spoof and cheat our website to go out days in advance to see if they can find a future instance of it. They're trying to go in and find the web assets on Chrome to figure out what these files are named. We got you. We know what you're up to. We're locking things down. But it shows the excitement that our community has for this, and we're really excited about it.
Yeah, so that's exactly it. I think you said it just a few moments ago, that we can feel the excitement, right? And as a Jeep enthusiast, you can feel the difference, right? The community feels it. There's so much good things coming. The lower prices, we're loving it. So one last question, because I know you got a bunch of people probably try to take your time. What is your, can you talk a little bit about the future of 4xe? You know, what does it look like? Will we see a Generation 2 4xe Wrangler? I know the 4xe Gladiator was dismissed. Can you talk anything about the future of 4xe, specifically in Wrangler, and what that looks like on the hybrid platform?
So what I think is noteworthy on this too is, if you actually take a look back at what we did for the past couple of years, every Buzz model that we ever did was built off of a 4xe. Because if we're also being a little bit honest with ourselves, we were chasing some of the compliance statutes that we had to. We're kind of scaling some of that back. We're focusing on what our customers want. So when you talk about 4xe, again, I just showed you the 2026 all-electric Jeep Recon. That is a 4xe, right? We've also got, coming up here in the near future, next year, we've got America's first Reeve, the range extended Grand Wagoneer. we still believe in electrifying vehicles. We're going to do it in the right way, though. We're going to find what our customer is looking for. We're going to solve use cases, right? We're going to solve the long road trip with an EV. Who does not want a quick accelerating Grand Wagoneer? I sure do. So we're going to find the right technology, put it into the right places. And whether that's 4xe or, again, gas, like a 392, we're going to put those propulsions in the right place. And 12 for 12 is a great platform for us to do it. We know that people always want to find what is scarce, what's new, and we're kind of commonizing ourselves with that culture that is kind of the shoe drop. So we're going to keep introducing things as they're ready, and we're not going to worry about the traditional automotive culture and cadence of when do we launch something. We're going to launch them when they're ready.
Perfect. And one last question for you. On this 12 for 12 initiative, let's say this came out, this was our first launch. How long will these be available? Or is that can I wait till I see all 12 before I decide to buy this one? What does that look like?
Great question. I'll give you a little bit of a convoluted answer. Some of them are going to run for a year, okay, and some of them will run for a couple of months, right? We'll kind of let you know that when they come out. But again, this is to drive the scarcity in our customers so they can understand what it is. Some of these are going to be so wild and crazy that you see them that you're going to be like, how many of those are you going to sell? And that's why they're only going to be in the market maybe for a couple of months. So you're going to find something that you love. Stay attuned to the feathers, follow the trail, and we're going to have a Jeep for everybody. And some of the Jeeps might not be for everybody, but that's the point. We're going to follow the passion and give you exactly what you want.
And it doesn't sound like you're done with 392s, right? There could still be 392s. There still could be 4xe, right? I know you kicked off with 392, but that doesn't mean there's no more 392s, correct?
Yeah, and Bob has talked about this. The V8 has a home at Jeep, right? So whether it's the Moab 392 and our friends at Fox Factory, if you go downstairs into the lobby, they're showing the Commando 392 as well. 250 incredible Jeeps that are going to those that really have earned it. So 249 of those are going to be going to active duty and retired veterans. And then we'll auction one of those vehicles off to the public as well. So it's safe to say that you may see more V8s in our lineup. And we'll touch on that more where it comes. I'm not going to get into which products and which engines. But again, as Bob has talked about, V8 has a home at Jeep.
And I said it before, but if you're listening, we want a 5.7 liter Gladiator. So I'll leave it at that. But to end it, I will say I love that Jeep is awarded the most patriotic brand. The Commando, what you guys did, and like you said, to those who earned it, super cool vehicle and phenomenal, giving back to the USO. So what a great initiative, and we're super excited for the 12 for 12. I know I am. Being a Jeep enthusiast, I can't wait. So I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Mike.
Thank you so much.